Records, to me, embody this kind of nostalgic factor. And the reason I love records is because it's tied to a time and a memory. And I think everybody who collects will agree that there's that song that you remember from that first kiss, or that album that got you through a hard time. And that's really what music does, is it helps shape our life, and it can be the soundtrack to our lives. So it's kind of fun to be able to be a part of that. So this started kind of from a crazy beginning. So some good and some bad came obviously from the pandemic, and this was one of those good things. So at the start, I was a travel agent, and as you can imagine, things didn't go great for travel agents during that. So I had 15,000 records at home, so I thought, why not try and sell some records? And so during the pandemic, we did these online auctions where we'd go live on Facebook and sell records. And over the past 4 years, it's grown and expanded to the point where we now needed a physical record store. So the pieces started flying together, and now we have a record store here. It's books and records. Aaron, the guy who runs the bookstore upstairs, Printed Garden, he actually was in our record group. And so he heard that we were looking for a physical space, and he's like, what do people love more than books? Records. So he's like, let's pair them together, and I think it'll be an awesome thing for people to come shop. So one of the things we wanted to do as a business is we wanted to do some good too. A lot of people in our record community had family members, friends that had been struggling with cancer and even passed away. And my own mom was struggling with breast cancer, and that's kind of why I moved back to Utah, was to take care of her. So it's kind of a subject that's near and dear to a lot of us record collectors in our group. And so we thought, why not pair records with raising money? And so every year we do 2 charity auctions for primary children's, and we raise as much money as we can for them. And even in the store, we actually have a 1964 classic jukebox. And what we're doing is any money that goes into it to play songs, we're donating to primary children's. We're going to do some fun things to see how much money we can raise. Last year, I think we topped 12,000, and we're hoping to maybe double that if we do good this year. So as every good business does, you got to do research to see what it is that is lacking in other businesses. So we flew to LA, and we're like, we're going to go to as many record stores as we can and see what it is that a record store needs to have. And while we were doing that, we had the idea, what if we break a Guinness World Record while we're doing that? And so we researched it, we submitted it, and there's actually more paperwork than I thought. But we eventually did it. So we hit 28 record stores in LA and broke the Guinness World Record. So we're the world record holders. From a kid, I always wanted to have that. You read like the guy with the longest fingernails, and we wanted to have a record someday. In our research, we decided the perfect amount of records to have is a 90% old to 10% new. That was kind of the sweet spot. So we decided to follow that. So 10% will be new represses of things. And it's like that stuff like Metallica or Alice in Chains that's hard to find. And then we'll also have a lot of classic records that you'll remember from growing up. So Saturday is our big grand open. One of the cool things is it seems like when you start building momentum, different companies and different people hear about that. So RC Willey decided we need to make your guys' grand opening as cool as possible. So they're giving away almost $2,000 worth of stuff at the grand opening, a 65 big screen. We have 2 turntables, Bose headsets, gift cards, and of course some Daybreak merch as well. So it'll be 10 to 12 will be kind of that fun time where we'll have live music. And then after that, you can come and shop still.